use gel medium, and we're going to get a little bit of dimension onto this canvas with die cuts, and then we're going to stamp up some of our own rice paper using the As Time Goes By stamp set and overlay it over the whole canvas, and then we're going to build some further dimension. That's the idea anyway. It might all change. So I need to find some sort of composition. So we've got some of the pipe work, we've got the timepieces, and we've got gears as well. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them, so I'm thinking I might cut straight away. I might cut that down in half, put this on, do my composition across here, and do sort of the dimension coming down. So we've got cog, gear and gear. Could have that bit of timepiece there, and then I've also got these bits. So let's find, I mean they are all, do you want to bring in the die, Taylor? Grab me a die so people can see that they're not all tiny little pieces like this, it's just the pipe work. This is literally my bits and pieces that I've got cut up, so that's the actual die, so you get the full pipe work with extra cogs. But I'm just trying to use all tiny little bits and pieces that I've got left over.
Do you want that to connect it up?
Is there any smaller ones, Taz?
I know, I thought that.
Oh, quite like that bit there.
Got loads of big ones.
I'll put that there, because it's all going underneath the rice paper, you're not going to see any of the connections. So we will make it fit, I think. So let's put that bit there. We'll have this bit there. Can you find any more gears, Taylor?
Sorry for all the rooting round.
Taylor's rooting behind me. Oh, we've got...
I know.
No, that's not going to go. Didn't really think about... Oh, I could do some scattered numbers down. We've got a little gear there. I'm going to start sticking up here while Taylor is rooting. So, trusty gel medium, let's go ahead and just chop some of this off.
Come on.
I'm not going to say that it's completely straight. But it doesn't matter, we can chop it off at the end if needs be. Aww. So I have doubled up some of these. I've stuck the die cuts together so we get a little bit more dimension. And I'm not going to worry, as usual, about a bit of extra squidge here and there from the gel medium, because it will all be covered with the rice paper. Right, in fact, I'm going to heat gun first to make sure that this gel medium is as dry as it can be before we add some water on. With that, we're not going to add too much water. Now that's sticking up a bit there. Let's just, should have added more gel medium. Right, little spritz of water, and we're going to add some Misty Morning on the top. So I'll just disperse all that lovely mica, and I don't want to colour all of it. I just want to, I'll say I don't want to colour all of it. I just want to add a little bit of colour around the die cuts. And I think I will just get my finger and move it around just so that they're all coloured lovely. See what I mean about it didn't really matter about. There we go. Right, I'm going to pass that to you. In fact, let me just disperse these spray bits a little bit more. Just so there's no hard lines. And just dab a little bit off here and there. I don't want it looking too harsh. Sorry for the tapping. We're looking too harsh, but I don't want the colour all over either. So, tissue paper. I am just using bog standard tissue paper, and I'm going to stamp with archival ink because we want our stamping to stay exactly where it is and not bleed.
It's not like that.
And I'm going to use, as time goes by, and postal papillon stamps. Is this going to fit? It's not going to fit perfectly, so we might have a little bit of mis-stamping on the edges. Right, so let's start from the top corner. So we're just going to make our own patterned collage style rice paper. I'm going to swap to the postal papillon, so we're going to use all the bigger stamps first to get as wide a coverage as possible, and then we'll go in with the little filler stamps and create no, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know what you were saying.
Oh, to pull them all together, to fill in the gaps. So, nice press down.
Come on, stick.
And we get some lovely, lovely images. So I'm going to keep swapping these over so we don't get anything too perfect looking. As you know me, perfectly imperfect. Now I just stamped up with this, but always perfectly imperfect. So we'll connect these up. Right, let's move to our filler stamps, or worker stamps is a much nicer name for them. So let's take the poster papillon set first and see what we've got. Let's add some larger butterflies because they'll fill up a good amount of area. And obviously if you were doing this yourself, you would take your time, you would create your scene. That'll have to do. Whereas I am just trying to fill as much space as quickly as possible. Seems ages since I've worked with these stamps.
I love them stamps.
I know, I love them as well. Let's get to pull that up and get a little bit here. And try not to lie the tissue paper back down. I can use the smaller one. Back down on the ink. So we'll just start to add in some more just to bring it all in together. Just close any gaps and add some interest. So I'm just twisting my stamps as I go and trying to fill as much area as possible. some in there, and then I think one more number, too many over there. I think another number and we are done. So you used 8. Oh, let's go for 7. Love the number 7. There. And there. So there we go. A little bit more of a close-up so you can see. Right, so what is going to happen here is we are going to transparent gesso this onto the canvas and hopefully pick up all this lovely detail underneath. So we're going to go slowly and oopsie daisy. So yeah, so I'm going to use transparent gesso. I'll start in this corner, and because the spray is there, it is water reactive, it will move around. But I just want to get a good wiggle in all these areas. So I'll just bring it down, we'll just concentrate on that area for now, and we'll go little by little. So, are we? Yeah. Right. So I'm just going to press it lightly with my fingers and then take my transparent gesso and start to, whoopsie, press it down. So hopefully we'll get the dimension from behind coming through. You might need to spend a little bit of time doing this, just wiggle, be aware that your paper might tear in places. It's not enough down there. And just keep lifting and adding. I'm going to try and put my elbow on the canvas to stop it. And I'm working in sections because the transparent gesso does dry really quickly. So just go a little area at a time. Make sure you get a good wiggle on that brush and get it into all the areas and around. Just try and pull it tight. Oh, there we go, ripped it, but it doesn't matter. I'll do it with my fingers and then try and get this pulling through as much as possible. I am hoping that as this dries, in fact, let me get let's get a little bit of heat on here to dry it, because it is starting to rip a little bit here. Like I said, I'm not too bothered. We've got a massive rip up there. Not too bothered at all. I'm just going to add some more transparent gesso just so we can try and stretch our tissue paper a little bit more and get it into all these crevices underneath with the die cuts. And as you can see, the colour is now starting to come through. It's very subtle, but the colour is starting to show through from underneath. So if you're frightened about using sprays at all, this is a really good way to do it without actually spraying onto what you're doing. Right, let's load it on quite a lot of transparent gesso onto this area because it hasn't caught very well. I'm hoping it will soak through and outline that gear a little bit more. Right, let's dry this off. and we'll lift it up so you can see. I think we might have time to get stenciling and a bit of crackle paste on, and then we will finish the rest next week. So I'm going to stencil over here with the Pretty Script stencil and some, was it gritty slate paste that I got out. But I need all this to be quite dry so my stencil doesn't stick and then rip out, and I need to tidy these up, so I will get the sandpaper on all these edges off the live so we're not wasting time. So when we come back next week we'll have hopefully a stenciled, nicely crackled and straight edged canvas. Right, so we need a palette knife. A plate knife as Taylor calls it. Some raw gritty slate paste. So I'm thinking the composition is going to come across the middle. So I think I want a little bit of stenciling coming down from that edge, sort of. So we've gone this way. I'm going to bring it down here to the back of here, and then I think just offset. That's the plan. So the nice, lovely, shiny, gritty slate paste. Should have got you to load up my again, remember I don't like being too perfect, so I have that there, I have some, and that still looks too perfect to me. I don't like perfect. I have some coming in from the edge there and just off down this area. So just want a little bit more. Don't forget we've got dimension under here. There we go. Right, pass that to my little cleaning elf. I'm just clean that off so I can use the crackle. I'm looking for the lid. Oh, you've got the lid. There we go. Yeah, we just clean that off, and we are going to add some crackle in areas as well. So I'll lift this up so you can see. So this is new crackle as well. So you can see the script on there. I hope you can. Right, so we've got new crackle paste coming. So this is just white crackle. So I'm going to just bring a bit of crackle. I might actually get my fingers in here in a minute. I'm trying not to disturb the stenciling too much. So I have that bit coming down. Where else? Across. Yeah, sorry guys. Gonna have to get my fingers in. Can't do it. It's just too perfect, and I need it to be less perfect. So, although I do like the sort of sketchy feeling, because the
Did you try your stenciling?
did I? No, I'm just going straight on next to it because
crazy.
we are finishing up, aren't we? So we've got a cross there. Let's just get a little bit in this area. So we'll use a mixture of finger and let's try and pull that up. But it is catching on the die cuts. So that's right. So this is going to dry and we will come back to it next week. So that is how I'm going to leave it for today. All that will crackle, I'll get the edges trimmed down and we will bring it back next week and use all our embellishments and mousses and picture frame. I've got all sorts to throw at it. So right, thank you very much. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and I'll see you next week sometime. Thanks guys.
Bye guys.